Every year, the Dallas-Fort Worth Costumers Guild has an annual Georgian picnic in the fall. This was my second year to attend, and so I decided to pull out my Dinner with Mr. Darcy cookbook and make some foods inspired by period recipes. The first dish that I made was an herb pie. This, of course, has a pastry with a filling created from any kind of greens that you like. It can be spinach, spring greens, collards, parsley, or any mixture of those. You then pour an egg and cream mixture over the top and bake it in the oven. Of course, we also had to have a dessert to go with our herb pie, so I paged through the book and found strawberry tartlets. These have a pastry crust, and I made mini ones in my muffin tins so that each person could just grab one off of the tray. After baking the crust, I then made the filling. The filling is a mixture of flour, sugar, eggs, and strawberries. I whipped it all together very well and then carefully filled each pastry shell. The day of the picnic was extremely cold and windy, so in addition to putting on my Regency shift, long stays, stockings, and garters, I also added some modern day leggings underneath in order to help keep me warm in the cold outdoor temperatures for the picnic. These are my Regency long stays, which I greatly prefer over Regency short stays. I find them more comfortable and supportive. Over this, I put my flannel petticoat. There are a lot of references to flannel undergarments during the Regency period, and of course we all know the famous one to Colonel Brandon's flannel waistcoat in Sense and Sensibility. During the Regency period, their flannel undergarments would have been made out of wool. However, I made this petticoat out of cotton flannel simply because it is a cheaper alternative, and since I don't use it a lot living here in the South, I figured it wasn't worth the extra cost to make it out of wool. This petticoat has straps that go over the shoulders to keep it up just under the bust line, and it has 2 adjustable drawstrings in the underbust band to tighten and tie to hold it closed. This petticoat is available made to order in my shop and is also a free download and tutorial here on my YouTube channel. Over this, I put a chemisette. Chemisettes and fichus would have been worn to fill in the necklines of their dresses during the day. Not only was this done for modesty, it was also done for warmth. This chemisette is a tucked version based on originals from the time period. It has a double ruffle at the neck as well as a drawstring at the neck and the underbust for closure and to secure it. This chemisette, along with several other styles and some fichus, can be ordered in my shop. On top of this, of course, you would put your Regency day dress. This is a cotton day dress with a print that is similar to a block print that I use for day wear. It is actually a pattern hack that I used a modern top in order to create this dress, which I have video footage on and will eventually be putting on this channel as a tutorial. Of course, I cannot button this by myself, so I had to call someone to help me finish buttoning up the back of this dress. Next, I put on my Regency style boots. I just use jazz boots as an economical alternative for this historical footwear. Finally, you want to put on your headwear. Married women would have worn a cap, and so I have a simple white cap made out of white lawn to wear, and then over top of that cap, they would have worn a bonnet. Now they may have worn a more winter bonnet instead of a straw bonnet, but I don't currently have a winter style Regency bonnet, so I had to make do with my straw bonnet. Finally, I put on my red wool cloak. It is surprisingly warm, even though it is made out of a lighter weight wool, a worsted wool from Burnley and Trowbridge. It is based on an accent from the time period and can be ordered in my shop. Red wool cloaks were popular during the Regency period. They were one of the few ready-made items you could purchase in a shop, and therefore very economical for all classes. I should have had some sort of gloves to wear for my hands, but I didn't have any that were appropriate for the time period. We had a cold but lovely time at the picnic, and if you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we would love to have you join us at future events. Check out the link below for upcoming dates, times, events, and locations. Thank you so much for joining me today in my Regency cooking, dressing, and picnic adventure. I'll see you next time.